In case you missed it, here's a Sports Animal Rewind.
Let's talk about the Tennessee basketball team and the impressive run. This is a Buddy Gregg Motorhomes and RV basketball report. Time to welcome in Tennessee Associate Head Coach Tracy Webster. Coach Webster, Vince Ferrara, Evan Woodbery. How you doing this morning, Coach?
I'm doing pretty good. How you guys doing?
Good. It's nice to wake up in the morning on a 6-game winning streak and your team playing well, right?
Oh, it feels good. It feels good, but we got to keep going.
Yep. And before I know you guys have already started preparations for Georgia and turned the page a little bit, but because our fans still want to review that Florida game, I want to touch on a couple things from that game with you. The start, Florida went on that run after you guys got the first basket. Florida went on the run. You guys have been in that situation a number of times where maybe you don't get the full start you want. Does that help you when you've been through that already, so the guys have ultimate confidence to not be fazed by something like that?
Well, I think everything is a learning experience, and I think when you go through situations like that, you try to learn from it. And I think what we try to do after every game, we watch game film, we talk about it. If we don't watch film, and talk about certain situations, and the guys have been through a lot. And they are learning. They just keep fighting, and they're paying attention to detail. And I think that's very important when you're trying to win ball games. So when you go through certain things, you try to learn from it, whether it's good, bad, or whatever, and go from there.
Tracy, Tuesday night was a game you guys needed a packed house. You needed a loud crowd behind you. I mean, did the fans really step up to the plate and deliver for you guys Tuesday night?
Oh, the six men, they were great. Our fans were really good, and that's what our players. I mean, they thrive off of that. They saw the crowd behind them. They had energy. Our guys had energy anyway, but at the same time, when that six man came into play, I mean, I think it really helped.
Visiting with Tracy Webster, Associate Head Coach for the Tennessee men's basketball team. A 6-game winning streak for Tennessee. Just defeated Florida on Tuesday night. Next up at Georgia. We'll get to Georgia coming up in a couple minutes. Coach, earlier in the year, there was the fear when you guys weren't shooting as well and the offense was struggling. You thought, well, we're going to see teams play Tennessee in a zone all the time. During the stretch, when you guys have gotten the offense going, all the pieces, your stars are playing better, how much are in this 6-game winning streak? How much have you guys seen the zone against your offense? If you could sort of put a percentage on it.
Well, teams go back and forth. I still think that teams have played a lot of man against us. But at the same time, after timeouts and things like that, they'll come and throw a zone in. But you just you never know, because a lot of teams do not want to go against what they believe in. And when teams are so used to playing a man, regardless if we're not shooting the ball well, it's hard for certain teams to come out and play zone. But, percentage-wise, I can't say. But at the same time, I know that we're going to continue to keep seeing teams switch back and forth from zone to man, especially when a guy like maybe Skylar McBee goes out. But now you have Jordan McCray shooting the ball well and Trey Golden shooting the ball well. It's hard for teams to just stay in the zone like that.
But do you think it's changed because your players are playing so much better offensively? Has that changed, you think?
Well, I think other teams think about it. I think that's the toughest part probably about scouting. I mean, when you have an inside presence like Darnell, and then you have guys outside who's shooting the ball well, you just have to say, okay, we're going to pick our poison. Which one do we want to? What defense do we want to play? And what do we actually want to give up? What do we want to give up the 3-point shots? Then, okay, maybe we'll go zone. You know what I mean? So yeah. I just think that our guys have gotten better inside and outside, that it makes it tough sometimes. But we have to continue to keep playing with confidence, and the guys have to continue to keep working on their game and shooting the ball in practice and doing those things and playing together.
Tracy, your guys' next 2 games are on the road. And y'all have won 3 games in a row on the road, which I don't know if people realize how tough that is. There's no such thing as an easy road game in the SEC, and no matter what the circumstances. How do you guys keep this positive momentum going, taking it to the road the next 2 games?
Well, I think, with our guys, I think they understand, that it's one game at a time, and they don't look ahead. They've been good with our practices, working out individually, paying attention to coach, doing all those things. They see that, what we're saying is helping, as well as them doing extra things off the floor as far as watching film and then doing extra shooting and all those things. They want to win. So, they have to continue. They know that they have to continue to keep doing those little small things to help, our team win. And if they keep doing that, hopefully we'll continue to have good success.
Visiting with Tracy Webster from the Tennessee men's basketball staff. Tennessee coming off the win against Florida, 6-game winning streak, now at the Georgia Bulldogs on Saturday. Talk a little bit about this opponent, a team that beat you on your home floor earlier this year.
Well, I truly think that with these guys, they have a really good player in Pope. And again, probably all you have to do is say, they came in our home and beat us last game. And they're a team that can get hot. They can shoot the basketball. They can get out in transition. They'll change up some defenses. They're a team that you have to go in there mentally focused because, like I said, they can get it going.
Kentavious Caldwell-Pope is one of only 11 players in Division I, according to the SEC, to score in double figures in every one of their team's game. It's amazing how even with all the attention that he draws each and every game from opponents, he's still able to have success. Why is he able to have success? Well,
he's a big time player. He's a good player. He really is. He's a guy that he's not afraid to compete. He can make big shots, go off the bounce. He can, he can play basketball. And I think when he has with the confidence that he's playing at a higher level of confidence right now, and when he's playing like that, it's hard to stop him. You just got to try to contain him.
It's interesting, Coach, because you guys during this stretch, you've gone up against teams that had a primary lead, a lead dog, so to speak. Whether it was O'Brien with LSU and then also with Texas A&M and Elston Turner, you guys maybe have given up some points to lead guys, but has been part of the game plan, making sure other guys aren't hurting you because those top guys are going to get theirs.
Well, that's what you have to do. If you have the lead guys scoring, and then guys that's coming off the bench or guys that don't score much normally out of their offense, and they come in scoring, it's going to be tough. Everyone can't get off. You have to do a good job on hopefully the lead guy, and then if you don't do a good job on him, the other guys can't get going. But it's a team effort. And I think our guys are ready for the challenge. They enjoy defense more than probably what people think, and we just have to continue to keep getting after it.
Skylar McBee earned 30 minutes off the bench the other day against Florida, and he seemed to be pretty key in slowing Turner down again in the Texas A&M game before that. Talk about what he has contributed, what specifically defensively he's able to do to bother guys.
Well, I think Skylar's going to play with energy. He's going to play extremely hard, and he may not be the fastest, but he's going to try to be right there when you catch the ball. And sometimes when that happens, you making that offensive player uncomfortable. And I think when you make someone uncomfortable offensively, they're not going to be able to make the move that they want to make the entire game. Now, they may make 1, 2, 3, but then hopefully towards the end of the game, they're fatigued to where they're not making those shots. So Skylar does a good job of trying to wear his defender down.
Why is Jarno Stokes rebounding at such a higher clip now than he was earlier in the year?
Well, I would say, it's all about his will. But again, watching film, Coach Martin talking to him about, being aggressive on offensive end, defensive end, and, attacking those offensive boards. And again, watching film, I mean, sometimes he probably would see that he wasn't going to the glass as hard, or pursuing the basketball when that shot goes up. And now he's trying to pursue that basketball and get every rebound that he can. And, again, the film session with Coach Martin and seeing what he was and wasn't doing, I mean, I think it helped him tremendously.
Talk about the bigs off the bench. Jarnell got into foul trouble probably as much as we've seen in that Florida game since the nice stretch and Coach Martin going to the SEC and mentioning about the officiating against Jarnell. But you guys got some good minutes from Yemi Makanjula and Kenny Hall. I think Yemi had 4 rebounds in 3 minutes at the end of the first half, something like that. Talk about how those guys were able to not only hold things together, but even extend that lead when Jarnell wasn't in there.
Well, I think with those guys coming off the bench, I think, the main thing is to anchor the defense. We'll give them the ball, hopefully to score on some drop downs or some layups, or they'll get some offensive rebounds, some putbacks or things like that. But defensively, they have to stay solid. I mean, that's what we need them in there to do. And Yemi does a good job. Kenny Hall does a good job. He's long, athletic, and that length that sometimes bother guys. But the whole thing is they just have to continue to be active and sometimes play like their hair is on fire. And, you got to keep moving and always moving to try to discourage that big guy from, getting easy post touches and catches and keeping him away from that rim.
Other than the Florida game, you guys had been shooting a better clip from the free throw line. That Florida game, 11-19, I know that's an area you guys want to get better at, even more emphasis on that free throw line?
Yes, in our practices, we have different segments to where we may work on, say, for instance, our half-court offense. And then after we're done with our half-court offense, we'll coach have guys go, each guy go to a basket and shoot free throws for like 4 or 5 minutes. And we'll come back and do another segment of ball screen defense or whatever the case is. Then coach will have guys go back and to their rim and shoot free throws again. So we're emphasizing a lot. They're getting a lot of reps in, and again, they're focused with it, and that's the whole key. Taking advantage of the time when you are at that free throw line in practice and trying to make a game like.
Coach, do you get to slide in, whether it's traveling or just any little bit of, I know you guys don't get much, but any little bit of relaxation time? What are you watching? Are you watching sports? You get away from basketball altogether? You watch the NBA? What do you do in your non prep time, non coaching time?
Well, I mean, to be honest, I probably talk to my wife a little bit, and I said a little bit, probably not as much as she probably would like, but I in our spare time really try to spend some time with the family. And if the television's on, I'm kind of watching that, but at the same time, probably talking to my wife more than anything. But right now, I mean, it's what we call a go time, and it's basketball season. So right now we're trying to stay focused and tied into this. And after the season, maybe we'll have just a little bit more downtime. But right now we have to be tied in.
Well, you guys, it's paying off for you right now because this is a great stretch. It's excited the fan base. Tennessee on a 6-game winning streak will play at Georgia this weekend on Saturday. Coach, best of luck against Georgia. We really appreciate your time and great to visit with you.
All right, thank you so much.